Welcome to CPS360 Sports. I'm Steven and this is Carter. Today we will be covering topics across many sports and across the nation.
That's right. Today should be a very special episode. Now let's get right into our first story.
In local news, the Missouri Tigers football team defeated the Southeast Missouri State Redbirds 59-28, led by quarterback Connor Bazelak, who threw for 346 yards and threw 3 touchdowns. With a current record of 2-1, the Tigers will face Boston College this Saturday in a big game for the Tigers.
In local news, Rockbridge alum and Missouri safety Martez Manuel is off to a great start this season for the Tigers, totaling 11 tackles and 7 solo tackles so far. While the Tigers continue to struggle on defense, the local star keeps showing out on the field.
Now we'll pass it over to Kelly, who is covering the Hickman Volleyball team.
I'm Jerica Jackson. I'm a senior.
I'm Kayla Tia. I'm also a senior.
My name is Madeline Ashton. I'm a sophomore and I'm an outside hitter.
While the season may have gotten off to a rough start for the QPs, the Hickman Volleyball team is looking forward to a season of growth this year.
I think everybody is still trying to learn and comprehend what's best for everybody equally and how we can come together as a team and agree on something that works better, not just for one person or somebody individually, but just like as a team, how it can help us improve for like presently and in the future.
Senior Jerica Jackson believes that the team has formed stronger friendships outside of the court this season.
It's very positive vibes.
Yeah.
Like we all understand and we all agree that it's good.
Sophomore varsity hitter Madeline Ashton agrees that the environment on the team has been very good this year.
I think over time, we've got a lot closer, and so our connection, obviously, off the court has gotten closer, and so once we're on the court, that obviously really helps us.
The seniors this year hope to leave the underclassmen with one thing, that they never feel afraid to talk to the coaches about changing anything on the team.
And I hope, what we leave with the underclassmen, is for them to not be afraid to talk to the coaches about change.
I hope they
change different plays and how practice goes or something.
And I also want underclassmen to look up to the upperclassmen and not be afraid to hesitate to ask them for any advice, whether it involves volleyball school or just their personal life.
I'm Kelly Fletcher reporting for CPS 360.
Thanks, Kelly. The Rockbridge football team is off to a hot start, going 3-1 in their first 4 games. After dropping Week 1 to Staley, they bounced back with a 50-point shutout win against Smith Cotton Tigers, and then 2 more dominant wins in the following weeks against Jeff City and Capital City, scoring 142 points across those 3 games.
The Rockbridge Bruins volleyball team is off to one of the best starts in program history, currently sitting at 24-3 on the season. Led by Texas volleyball commit Ella Swindle, the Bruins are currently ranked 9th in the state and 8th in Class 6. The Bruins face Elias next week in one of the biggest games of the year so far in high school volleyball in Missouri. We took a poll across Rockbridge High School to see who people thought would win the NFL MVP this season.
That's right. We got a wide variety of answers from 6 different students.
Who do you think is going to win the NFL MVP and why?
The MVP will be Tyreek Hill because he's super fast.
Christian McCaffrey because I picked him number 1 in my fantasy championship.
I think Josh Allen's going to win MVP this season because the Bills have a good defense. They're going to have a good record this year, and he has lots of weapons on his offense.
I think Kyler Murray out of the Arizona Cardinals. He had a strong performance in Week 1 against the Tennessee Titans, who are legit Super Bowl contender. I just think that he'll keep it going, and he's got good players in DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, all that.
Well, I honestly think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes because he obviously knows how to win games. He's still young. I get that Tom Brady beat him in the Super Bowl, but just because he helped the Bucs win the Super Bowl last year doesn't mean he's actually very good anymore. He's still very good at winning games, but I think Mahomes has much more potential in winning the MVP.
I think Clyde Edward-Helaire is going to win the MVP because I have his jersey.
Now we pass it over to Shay with coverage of the Battle vs. Hickman football game.
Friday night lights action as the Battle Spartans takes on Hickman for their homecoming. To start the game, the punt goes over the head of Hickman's Cash Shopland, and he has to kick it out of bounds, giving Battle great field position to start. But Battle quarterback Justin Goolsby is not able to capitalize on the miscue as he gets picked off in the end zone, giving Hickman all the momentum early. The offense for Hickman all night would come by running back Dion Weston, who had over 20 carries and 189 yards on the ground, including this score, which got the Hickman cheering section on their feet. Quickly, though, tides turned and Battle got all the momentum as L.J. Williams, former Hickman QP, runs it all the way back on this punt return to the house, getting Battle on the board, and that would be all they needed, folks, as they ran away with a 35-22 victory on Friday night.
Now to Hickman for their volleyball game against the Herman Bearcats.
Hickman Volleyball action versus Herman on Monday night, and early on the Cupes were firing on all cylinders, getting this spike from Emma Kingsley. That ref was waving her arm to the right early on for Hickman, but things turned sour soon as Herman began to settle in at the Cupes' home court and capitalizing on their mistakes, causing Coach Greg Gunn to call timeout early. The Cupies were getting very unlucky as they were sprawling all over the floor, but not able to get the ball over the net on multiple occasions, getting all the momentum for Herman and carrying them to a straight sets win.
In national sports, the Carolina Panthers have started the season 3-0. This is the first time they have started a season 3-0 in the last 6 years. But with the recent hamstring injury of star running back Christian McCaffrey, we will see if the Panthers' offense is still able to put points on the board.
In national sports, the Cardinals have won 12 straight games to put themselves firmly in the wild card position in the NL. They went from universally out of the playoffs to strongly planting themselves in the National League playoff picture in a matter of 3 series sweeps in a row.
Now here are the highlights of Alabama's win over Florida.
Number 1 ranked Alabama took on number 11 ranked Florida this past Saturday in one of the best games so far this season. McLennan set in motion to the left side. Young gets the snap, drops back, is under pressure, throws to his left. McLennan makes a man miss, dives to the pylon. Touchdown, Alabama, making the score 7-0. After driving the ball down the field, Florida kicker Vriss Howard nails the 25-yarder to make it 7-3. Early set in motion. Young taking the snap, drops back. Billingsley wide open on the left side. Young makes a perfect throw, and Billingsley comes down with it, making the score now 14-3. Young takes the snap. Robinson leaks out on the right side. Young makes the throw. Robinson makes a man miss out of his shoes, and he is in for another Crimson Tide touchdown. Jones lined up in the backfield, takes the direct snap, fakes the pass, scrambles, and dives in for the Gators touchdown, making the score now 23-28. After one of the hardest-fought games of the season, the Gators dropped this one 29-31 against the Crimson Tide.
Now we have highlights from the 56-7 win from the Georgia Bulldogs over the UAB Blazers.
First drive of the game, Bennett in at quarterback. He fires to Jermaine Burton on the deep ball. The sophomore brings it in, takes it all the way to the house. Dogs lead early, 7-0. Later in the first quarter, Bennett at quarterback. He fakes right to James Cook, finds Brock Bowers, the freshman, down the sideline. He outruns the Blazers' defense, turns on the Jets, takes it all the way to the house. 21-0 Dogs in the first quarter. Later on, Dogs up 42 now. Carson Beck in at quarterback. He fires it over the middle to the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs. They extend their lead to 49-0. That's the first touchdown pass of Carson Beck's career. Later on now, 20-yard line for the Blazers. He fires it. It's picked off. They take it to the house. Pick 6, another defensive touchdown for the Dogs. The best defense in the nation for a reason. Last play of the game, the Blazers get the snap off, and he's met in the backfield. He's taken down for a loss. The Dogs are going to seal it 56-7 is your final from Athens.
Well, that wraps up this episode of CPS 360 Sports. I'm Steven.
And I'm Carter. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time.